Hi everybody, this is Michelle from Virtual Hand Care, and in this video I want to show you 2 exercises to help with any numbness and tingling that you might be having in your fingers. If you feel like maybe you're getting a little bit of carpal tunnel syndrome, then these are for you. Now when it comes to exercises for nerves, we want to approach it a little differently than like our bicep or muscle groups. We're not looking to really stretch it or strengthen it. What we're looking to do is to glide and floss it through those small little spaces of the muscles and ligaments as the nerve travels down our arm. The other thing with a nerve is that we don't want to overstretch it. In fact, these 2 exercises are considered gliding or flossing exercises. And floss is an acronym, F-L-O-S-S, and the last 2 S's actually stand for slow, so slowly progressing, and symptom-free. So you want to make sure when you're doing these next 2 exercises that you progress them very slowly, and everybody is different as far as how much they can do, but also the most important is you want to make sure that it's symptom-free. You shouldn't be feeling any of that numbness and tingling while you're doing these exercises, because you can overstretch and you can overdo it with the nerve, and the nerves don't like that. So let's get started. Exercise number 1, this nerve flossing exercise, is going to be actually more of a warm up to number 2. And in fact, this one is good to help kind of calm things down a little bit. If you feel like you were maybe doing something and you started feeling some numbness and tingling, try going into this first one to see if that will help calm things down. So what I'm going to do is show you the steps, and then we're going to do a few of these together. So what we want to do is we want to bring our arm out to the side, elbow a little bent, and we're actually starting with our fingers just curled. We're not doing a tight fist, our fingers are just curled into a fist. And what we want to do is go up into a hook, and then we want to go straight, and we're bringing the thumb and fingers straight up. Then we want to bring the thumb out to the side, and then we're bringing the wrist back. And then the final part of this is we're actually rotating our hand in front of us, keeping that wrist back, and then we're bringing the arm down in front of us and down by our side. So that is a full floss and a full movement. Ideally, you would want to do that exercise more in a nice flow. So let's do those together. Ready? Start up with fingers curled, then go into a hook fist, and then straighten the fingers, bring the thumb out. Wrist is going to go back, and then come out in front of you, and then come down at your side, maintaining that wrist extension. So what we're doing is we're starting with that nerve in a very shortened position, and then what we're doing is we're slowly introducing some more length and more movement with that. Let's go ahead and do a few more of those. Ready? Curl, hook, up, and relax. Good. Let's do one more. And down. Good. So hopefully you feel a little warmed up with that one. Of course, if you felt any kind of numbness and tingling with that exercise, you'd want to break that exercise down. For example, if this feels good and you don't have any numbness and tingling, well then you would want to go up to the tendon glide. If that feels good, then you would want to go fingers straight. If that feels good, bring the thumb out. And then if that one feels good, bring the wrist back. And then if that feels good, then come forward. And again, if the rest of it feels good, then continue on with the exercise. You don't want to progress on until you feel like you can do that full movement without having any kind of symptoms. Okay, exercise number 2. This one is a little bit more of a stretch. So again, you want to make sure that you want to be slow with this, take it in phases and steps, and also you want to make sure that you are symptom free. First part of this exercise is depressing the shoulder. So what I like to do is just have you bring that arm up and down. So again, we're just flossing the shoulder up and down, getting the nerve to move. Once you feel like this one feels good, then you're going to go ahead and leave the shoulder depressed down. So making sure that there's some traction on that nerve. This is this first step. And then what you want to do is progress to the next one, which is bringing the hand out and rotating the hand out away from your body. And if this feels good, what I want you to do is start kind of just doing a little bit of flossing in the elbow. So we're just kind of doing a couple with the elbow here, maintaining the depression of the shoulder, but now we're getting a little bit of that elbow flossing going on. So as you can tell, we're slowly starting to add more joints into this glide. Now, if that feels good, now go ahead and keep the shoulder depressed, keeping the elbow straight. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start bringing that wrist back. And we're doing a little bit of glide with the wrist back. Again, making sure everything's nice and relaxed. And then if that one feels good, we would want to make sure we still have shoulder depressed, elbow straight, wrist is back, and then what we want to start doing is bringing the arm up a little higher and down, up a little higher and down. Now this one can sometimes really be a little bit too much of a stretch for people. So if that's the case, then you would want to stay down here and work on doing those individual glides. Now if this one feels good and you can come up and down, and come up and down, and eventually you can come all the way up, and then you can even start doing a little bit of glides out here, where you start incorporating then more movement, such as with the wrist, and you can also start incorporating some of the neck. This would be stretching our nerve at the max, right? We've got our head going in the opposite direction, all the way, everything is involved, wrist and fingers are all the way down, and if you wanted even more, you would go away from your body and going behind you a little bit. However, that is too much for me, so I'm not going to do that one at all. Again, we don't want to overstretch those nerves because they're going to start getting numb and tingly, and you can actually make those symptoms worse. So remember, slow progression and symptom free. Okay, let's do that second exercise together one more time. Floss the shoulder, just doing a couple times, and then leaving the shoulder depressed down. Then we want to turn the hand out to the side and elbow. We're just flossing a little bit at the elbow, just doing a little bit of bend and straightening at the elbow. And then if that feels good, then we want to include the wrist in there and getting that wrist back and forth. And if that feels good and you have no symptoms, then you would want to bring that arm up a little higher, and then you can incorporate the wrist in that one. And then of course, finally, if that feels good and you're not having symptoms, then you would include the neck in the opposite direction. And then relax everything. Of course, you would only want to repeat around 3 to 5 of those exercises, but you would do them a couple of times a day, especially if you are sitting for a long length of time, such as at a desk. These are really good exercises to just get out of this position and kind of get those nerves and everything nice and open. Now, if you are experiencing numbness and tingling more on this side of your hand, so more on the small finger, the pinky finger, that could be a completely different nerve. That could be your ulnar nerve. And I do have a video here that you can also check out. So do go to that one after this video. If you felt like this video was helpful, do please give it a like, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. And also don't forget to check out these videos here that YouTube is suggesting for you. Thanks for watching.